Michelle. Don't make me get Michelle on you. Michelle. Now, I was telling people this morning, I said, look, I 100% have been a huge defender of Michelle. I have. I 100% have been a huge defender of Michelle. Not in her policies, not in her politics, not for what she stands for, but I've defended her against you. You. Anton, what do you mean? Well, listen, one of the things that I try to lean in and believe and stand on is that we're not going to have any ad hominem attacks. So when y'all came up and y'all would say, no, Anton, no, that's Big Mike. No, that's Big Mike. I said, no. We can have a disagreement, but we are not going to have ad hominem attacks. We're not going to have ad hominem attacks. All right? So I've been a defender of Michelle. I said, listen, let's defend the policies. Let's defend the politics. Let's not get into ad hominem attacks. All right? And you know what she gone and did? You know what she done gone and did? She done threw some ad hominem attacks. I couldn't believe it. I said, no, not Obama times 10 throwing ad hominem attacks. I've been the biggest defender of Michelle. We're going to get there. Let's get into her speech. She showed up in a cheetah print suit, and she said she was going to stump for Kamala Harris. So we're going to get there. I don't know what part of the speech that she decided to jump off a bridge in, but make sure y'all... I told y'all it was going to be a show today, didn't I? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. And get your tickets. Put discount code Anton in there. Pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get into the speech.
Hi, I'm Phil Lipoff. We want to take is about to working the day.
You guys a little bit. So we want to get this show on the road, especially for our folks standing here in the mosh pit. Hang on there. Kamala Zoo. The next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Let me start, of course, by thanking Hallie for everything. 100 years old, no. Doesn't it feel good to be together? I mean, it feels so strong, how hopeful, how energized, how organized we all are. And we need that.
One of the things I can appreciate about Michelle and several other celebrities is that they purposely don't fix their teeth. And I think that they do that in order to be more relatable to you guys. They purposely don't fix their teeth. The sun is shining, ain't it? They purposely don't fix their teeth because I guess that they want to be more relatable to you guys. So they don't want to get veneers. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to get braces. They said, we just going to be Maglodon. We're going to be Maglodons out here. God, it's going to be that type of day. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that from celebrities that say that we just going to be Maglodons out here. We going to become billionaires. We're going to be Maglodons. So they do that. I personally think that they do that so that they can be more relatable to you guys. But we'll get there.
We need all of you because right now, as you know, this race is close. It's too close for my liking. And I came out here to Michigan because I am someone who takes her own advice to heart. I know that if we want to help this country finally turn the page on the politics of hatred and division, we can't just sit around and complain. No, we've got to do something. If we want to usher in the next generation of American leadership, we have got to do something.
You know, we're going to get to it in a minute. Let me turn on my brightness because the sun is shining on me. Nah, we'll just leave it up. You know what this reminds me of? I was watching on a plane ride because I had a 14-hour plane ride from Bucharest to back to Detroit, right? From Romania to Detroit. And I watched this movie on the thing. Have y'all seen it? It's Kong and Godzilla and whatever. It's the new one where they take on Scar King, and Scar King is like the super monkey or the super gorilla or whatever. That's been that Kong, I guess that Godzilla had took on and he imprisoned him and all of this stuff. And in the beginning of the movie, for those of y'all that know, Kong, he had a toothache. And so they had to call in a doctor to get the tooth removed. And then they put in an implant in his tooth. And I don't know why, every time I think about that now, you seen it? He had a toothache. They got the new one out. It was on the plane. So I was watching it on the plane or whatever. And he had a toothache and they pulled it out. And so when he went to sleep, he was like, anyways, random thought. Let's continue.
If we want to elect someone with a character that is worthy of the Oval Office, someone with the strength of heart to guide our country to a better day, we have got to what? And that someone, of course, is my dear friend Kamala Harris. And Michigan, I am so hopeful about the energy and poise and joy that Kamala has injected into this race. And if you know Kamala like I do, that's no surprise. I mean, think about it. No one could have predicted the way everything would have unfolded this summer. And yet, in a critical moment when our country needed her, Kamala couldn't have been more prepared to meet that moment. And she's met it every single day since. Yes. Oh, she's filling arenas in a way we haven't seen for years. She's building a remarkable campaign in record time, dominating her opponent so thoroughly in the debate, he was too scared to face her again. She's putting herself out there fearlessly, facing down even her harshest critics. She's seeking out Republicans to find common ground. And unlike her opponent, she's not ducking interviews or cowering in safe spaces only.
I think Joe Rogan will have something to say about that. I think Dave Ramsey will have something to say about that. What do y'all think? You think Joe Rogan will have something to say about that and Dave Ramsey? There's plenty of people that Trump has went on. And Brett Bauer said, literally live, that she was trying to stop them from continuing on with the interview, and she got there late 15 minutes on purpose, and that they only was scheduled to do a 20-minute interview.
With fawning audiences. No, she's showing us what a sane, stable leader looks like.
Sane and stable.
She's not losing her train of thought or stumbling over her words. And she's doing it all with vigor and with grace. That's because Kamala Harris is a grown-up.
Have y'all noticed that every single Democrat, whether it's Obama or if it's Michelle, or if it's Kamala Harris herself, or even Biden, and y'all also notice how they completely removed Biden from the campaign trail. Biden don't campaign for her no more. Biden does not campaign for Kamala Harris anymore at all. He's completely removed from the campaign trail. Ain't that crazy? And if y'all notice, when they campaign for her or they having these conversations about her, they spend more time talking about Trump than they do actually Kamala Harris. This is not a campaign for her. This is a campaign against Donald Trump. This is not a campaign for Kamala Harris. This is a campaign against Donald Trump.
And Lord knows we need a grown-up in the White House. Someone with the maturity and fresh ideas to keep moving our country forward. Kamala is the only candidate in this race who has outlined a clear set of policies.
Let's get to the thick of it, all right? We don't even want to go. We're not going to listen to this whole silly speech against Trump and not for Kamala Harris. Let's get to the thick of it. Let's see what she had to say that really offended people.
To be on. Recognize that there are a lot of angry, disillusioned people out there upset with the slow pace of change. And I get it. It is reasonable to be frustrated. We all know we have a lot more work to do in this country. But to anyone out there thinking about sitting out this election or voting for Donald Trump or a third-party candidate in protest because you're fed up, let me warn you, your rage does not exist in a vacuum. If we don't get this election right, your wife, your daughter, your mother, we as women will become collateral damage to your rage.
Are y'all hearing what she's saying? It's not from me. It's directly from the horse's mouth. I'm saying that figuratively. I'm not calling her a horse at all because I don't do ad hominem. I'm honest to God, I'm not doing ad hominem attack. I'm saying it's coming directly from, is that the saying? It's coming directly from the horse's mouth? Because I know how y'all are. I know how my people in the chat is because the chat is crazy. Y'all will sit there and say, oh man, no. I'm saying it's coming directly from the, what's the saying? Let me look it up. Directly from the horse's mouth. Yeah, that's what it means. Directly from the horse's, straight from the horse's mouth. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, who has direct personal knowledge of it. So I don't want y'all thinking that I'm out here throwing ad hominem attacks. I'm not. I'm saying, yes, that's what it is. It says directly from the horse's mouth. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, what it says straight from the horse's mouth. If you hear something straight from the horse's mouth, you hear it from the person who has direct personal knowledge of it. Y'all so silly. I'm going on tour soon, but do y'all know what they're trying to say to you? Listen to what she's saying again. She's leveraging women in a gender war and in order to try to incentivize y'all to do what they, people tell me all the time, what does the gender war have to do with real issues? You see it directly. It's all interconnected. Politics, gender, religion, all of it is right here, right now in this race being marketed to you directly in front of your face, and you got a decision to make. Do you want to go with the devil or you want to go with the person that's actually going to align himself with God? Do you want to do something that's best for America or are you in the best interest of people that's not rocking with America? Do you want your money to go to foreigners or do you want your money to go to things that's best for you? You have a decision to make. They're leveraging women, kids, reproductive rights, all of this stuff, and they're marketing it to you, and now they tapped into the gender war.
So, are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety?
Are you as men willing to look in the eyes of those that you love and said you voted against them and it's going to affect their safety? She's speaking directly to men. Are you as men, listen to the words that's coming out of her mouth.
Are you as men prepared to look into the eyes of the women and children you love and tell them that you supported this assault on our safety?
Them's is fighting words right there, boss. Y'all don't see how they playing y'all like a fiddle, fellas? They've inserted themselves into your household. They didn't just give you policy and say, hey, make the best decision for your family. They didn't give you economic policy. They didn't give you immigration policy. They didn't give you anything and say, hey, listen, you the man, make the best decision for your family. They said, listen, if you don't vote the way that we telling you to vote, then you assaulting your daughters, you assaulting your family, you assaulting your mother. I can't believe the level of disrespect that's being leveraged against y'all right now, because it ain't against me. I don't listen to them. I ain't voting with them. They playing you like a fiddle.
And to the women listening, we have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us.
It's so many clips to make of this. It's so many ways we can break this down. She said, and to the women, you got every right to demand. This woman is Yada awakening. I feel like I'm looking at Yada all over again. And us as women, we have every right, and I quote, to demand, listen to what she's saying.
Every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us.
We have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us. We have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us. We have every right to demand that the men in our lives do better by us. So she's empowering women to demand for men to vote for Kamala Harris and not be the leader in their household. I can't make it any clearer to you guys. I cannot make it any clearer to you guys. I don't know what y'all watching. I don't know who y'all looking at. I don't know what y'all study. I don't know what you believe in. I don't know if you believe in God. I don't know if you believe in Jesus. I don't know if you've ever went to church. I don't know if you've been saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm not sure who runs your household. I'm not sure if you as a woman want a man and tell him what to do and don't look to him for leadership or look to him for guidance or look to him for protection, but you looking to control him. I don't know what you are. I don't know if you a cuck. I don't know if you like other girls. I don't know if you like boys. I don't know what you like, but I know one thing for sure and two things is for certain. Ain't nobody, especially another man's wife, gonna sit up on a stage and tell me what to do in my household. Ain't nobody, especially not another man's wife, who I don't even agree with his legacy that he left inside of the White House, is going to sit here and tell me what to do inside of my household and then have these women sitting there talking about, I demand for you. Sit your $2 self down before I make change. This is crazy. Are y'all listening to what she's saying?
We have to use our voices to make these choices clear to the men that we love. Our lives are worth more than their anger and disappointment.
Now they calling us angry. Their lives are worth more than us being incels. They calling us incels to our face.
And we are more than just baby-making vessels.
So if you want to know who pushing a gender war, look no further.
You are a woman who lives in a household of men that don't listen to you or value your opinion. Just remember that your vote is a private matter.
I didn't get to this part. I did not get to this part. Did you hear what she just said? She said, do not listen to the people that's in your household. Do not listen to the man that pay your bills. Don't listen to the man that protects you and provides for you. Don't listen to the man that goes out and kills himself and trades in his time for money to make sure that he can speak your love language and ensure that you and your kids is taken care of every single day. What you do inside of that booth, he ain't got to know about. This is Michelle Obama sitting up on a stage and saying to disrespect the vows that you made with God for the person that you cleave to and do what you want to do when you want to do it. It's coming straight out of her mouth. I cannot make this any more clear to you guys. These are the people that y'all aligning with. What more do you need to see? I'm showing it to you in real time. She got her cheetah print suit on, a strong neck, and she's telling you what a twisted, strong neck to disrespect a man that you took vows and an oath to be with for the rest of your life.
Regardless of the political views of your partner, you get to choose. You get to use your judgment and cast your vote for yourself and the women in your life. Remember, women, standing up for what is best for us can make the difference in this election. So let us use our voices in these final days to make it plain to the men in our lives that we need to stand not with Trump, but with us.
If my wife got on stage and gave this speech, I would feel disrespected and emasculated. If my wife gave this speech publicly and said this to other people and disrespected me because she's a reflection of me, I would feel absolutely disrespected. I would just, I don't know what to say.
Need them to vote for the only candidate in this race who will protect our lives. We need them to vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala, she will fight to restore our reproductive freedoms and defend our health. Kamala will fight for our access to life-saving emergency care and maternal care in every state. Kamala will veto any abortion ban or bill that restricts access to contraception or IVF. Kamala will expand access to birth control and abortion pills. And she will do all of this not because she's a woman, but because she's a decent human being.
So, I'm not even going to play the rest of this because my spirit is troubled. I'm not even going to play the rest of this because my spirit is troubled listening to this. If you think that these people who are huge alphabet community supporters, probably, who knows, participants, I can't tell you what people do inside of their bedroom. I don't know, but I know what they support. I know what they advocate for. I know what they stand for. And they now getting involved in your marriage, in your relationships, in your household, and they telling women to be defiant against their man. And you listening to these people in the name of reproductive rights or the ability to be able to remove an unwanted pregnancy, my body, my choice. If you got a woman in your life that would prefer, now I don't give a piss what you like from an entertainment perspective, but if you got a woman in your life that is willing to sit here and listen to Michelle Obama over listening to you, because Michelle Obama ain't never paid a bill in my house. Michelle Obama ain't never made sure that a light was on in my house. Michelle Obama ain't never paid a piece of tuition for my daughter. Michelle Obama ain't never made sure that the car insurance was sufficient or made sure that the health care coverage was up to date so that my wife can go to the doctor. If your wife is sitting there telling you that she's going to be defiant against what you've established in your household for the protection of your people over ensuring that she aligns with her,